this is actually going to lead us into the next topic right here, because this is how sick these people are, Rose. So let me share my screen here. And
Oh, before we just jump over into something else, let us recognize the fact that, guys, you've got to be careful with Fox News these days.
oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, and I think a lot of people know that there are certain entities, I've said this before, certain entities that I like to consume on that channel. Jesse Waters, Tucker Carlson.
Hannity.
I don't even watch Hannity anymore, to be honest with you. I like people like Rachel Campos. She's a staunch Trump supporter.
I've been a fan of Rachel Campos since she was back on The Real World.
On MTV.
Yeah, MTV.
Pete Hexas is a hardcore Trump supporter. Those kind of guys. But then you've got Brett Baer and his show every day. If you got the TV on, you'll notice real fast as he's introducing his panel, he's always got 2 or 3 Democrats on there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are you doing?
You realize, though, that Rupert Murdoch is not running Fox. It's his children who are liberals.
Well,
his children are running it.
There's a Paul Ryan around there, too, I believe. So,
yeah.
That's never good. Judge Janine, somebody has brought up.
Yeah, I like Judge Janine.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah. But let's dive into this, guys, because this is how crazy these people are. Karine Jean-Pierre, the worst White House press secretary in the history of that job. Rose, when's the last time she ever even actually answered a question?
Never.
She tap dances better than the late great Gregory Hines. That's what Stephen A. Smith used to say.
She makes Peppermint Patty look like a Rhodes Scholar.
Oh yeah.
I mean, let's just be honest. I mean,
Peppermint Patty would circle back, but
yeah, that exactly. Yeah, I mean, we thought that was bad, and we were wrong. Wow, it got. Oh, how many boxes? I need a press secretary that can check all the boxes. Is Brittany Griner available? Oh, she's not, but we'll take her. Black, lesbian, yeah, woman. We've checked all the boxes. Get her in here.
I'm willing to bet that journalist. Where's he from? The Wall Street Journal that got arrested in Russia.
Yes.
He's screwed. He ain't getting out. Wrong race. I'm assuming he's a straight white man. Nah, he ain't getting out. No way. This is the problem, man. When you actually throw all your chips on the table, who else do you have?
It's a byproduct of Brittany Griner coming back this way.
What Russia has accused him of is way worse than what Russia. Well, Brittany Griner actually did it, by the way. She admitted it. They're accusing this guy of espionage. And you gave up the merchant of death for Brittany Griner for a little bit of hashish oil. Yeah, that dude ain't getting out.
Look, we know Paul Whelan is no more guilty of espionage than anything, nor is this Wall Street Journal reporter. They didn't even do it, and they are screwed. They are screwed, and it is Biden's fault because the one chip he had to play, he played it for a basketball player.
Yep.
I mean, Yep.
And
by the way, and I'm nothing against Paul Whelan. We want to see Paul Whelan come home. We want to see this Wall Street Journal guy come home. Nobody was worth giving up Victor Bout. Let me be clear about that.
No.
Nobody.
No.
He's a national security threat.
Yep.
And and on a side note, they would probably all be out if Trump was the president right now.
Oh, yeah.
So
probably.
Yeah, Putin wouldn't have grabbed that guy. He wouldn't have grabbed Brittany Griner either.
There'll be no war with Ukraine right now either. Just throwing it out there. And your tax dollars wouldn't be going over there.
Trump said he could end the war in one day. 4
Yep.
hours is what he said it would be over.
Yep.
4 hours.
But let's go ahead and dive into this, though, guys. Smash that thumbs up button if you do not mind. White House says there should be no age limit on child sex changes. Up to child parents to decide. I actually saw where Karine Jean-Pierre actually said this. I'm gonna actually we're gonna listen to the clip. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen because it's gonna start off with an ad first, and I don't want you guys to actually have to go through that. But actually no, it just went right to the thing. So let me go back and share it again. Usually when I do these post millennials videos, they start off with ads. But let's go ahead and play this, guys. Karine Jean-Pierre.
She's never done anything.
No.
And then today, Indiana just banned puberty blockers, hormone therapies, and gender transition surgeries for minors. I'm wondering what the president's reaction is to the Indiana governor signing that bill into law. And does the president have a position on at what age these kinds of therapies and surgeries are appropriate?
Now, I'm thinking that's the guy wearing the mask. I don't know why he's wearing that mask. Just saying, but I think that's him who's asking the question.
Something for a child and their parents to decide. It's not something we believe should be decided by legislators. So I'll leave it there. Well, you know, in the past couple of months, we have seen a record number of LGBTQI bills, anti-LGBTQI bills. More than 600 of them have been filed in state houses. And a significant number of them have been anti-trans bills, and targeted at youth. And this is a president that has said that when these are some of the bravest people he knows, but no one should have to be brave just to be themselves. And so this is a president that has been committed to this community, that has been committed to our kids in the trans community, to trans youth, and he's going to continue to fight for them. But again, I'm just
Yeah. No age limits. It's up to the child and the parent. No, children should not be deciding this kind of thing. I remember when I was a kid, not any specific thing, but when I was a kid, there is no way in the world my mother was going to let me make a life-changing decision. Rhodes, have you seen that clip from a few weeks ago about Jazz Jennings? Apparently now,
Who?
Jazz
No.
Jennings. You know Jazz Jennings from that TV show. Jazz Jennings is a biological male, and I believe that his mother pretty much groomed him and pressured him into transitioning at 2 years old. Jazz Jennings now is 20 years old. Jazz Jennings had botched surgery after botched surgery, trying to quote unquote transition into a woman. His weight now out of control. Got the sausage actually chopped off. They had major problems with that. Why? Because he never went through puberty. It never grew the way it should have grown. And guess what? He's now sterilized. Has no feeling down there. And now he actually seems to be regretting this thing, because his mother is saying now, well, you need to go in there because they got to do this dilation thing because that's just a wound down there. It's not
Right.
real.
Right.
He doesn't want to do it. And apparently now he's interested in girls. I mean,
wow.
This is the problem now when you're doing this to children. I don't blame him. I blame the parents.
Okay. Number one, among progressives and radicals, having a transgender kid has become a status symbol.
Yeah, it's a badge of honor, but the child suffers.
Correct. They are using their kid as a badge of honor. Look at this. I've got a trans kid. Oh my God. Brave, stunning, courageous, checks all the boxes. This is a thing for these parents. Number two, you're going to have an entire legion of adults that are going to be like, what happened to me?
Yeah.
What did my parents do to me? How could they have let this happen? I was below 18 years old. My parents are supposed to protect me from things just like this. That's the job of the parent, and the parent is encouraging it. All
Yep.
these people ought to get their kids taken away from them.
Yeah.
There, I
Yeah,
just,
these
I just
people
said it.
should be
Why-
arrested.
why do I have to keep acting like I should be okay with any of this behavior? That's exactly what Whitlock was talking about. Why are we supposed to act like we're supposed to be okay with this? We're not. I'm not.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, this is gross, man.
It's beyond. It is dangerous. What Corinne Jean-Pierre said was dangerous.
We're turning kids into a sequel to Hostel. Anybody ever seen Hostel, the horror movie, where they torture other people sitting in a chair strapped down? That's all they're doing to these kids.
They're turning them into Frankenstein's monster.
You're not God. Quit playing God.
Yeah. They're like taking perfectly healthy tissue from like the arm, cutting it off, mutilating it, and then doing, oh man, I can't even talk about it on YouTube probably, but you know what I'm saying. Turning it inside out. And if you don't keep that hole open, it's going to be some problems. It's going to be some major problems. And Corinne Jean-Pierre seems to be perfectly okay with that. And you notice she actually said that Republicans are passing anti-LGBT regulations. No, they're not. It's not about that. Rhodes, what actual LGBT regulation are they stopping? They're not, right here in Texas, they're not stopping any adults from getting this stuff done. It's protecting the children. Now, if I was in charge, guess what? I would ban all of it across the board, even for adults.
Sure would.
Yeah, I wouldn't even think.
Banned.
I mean, you shouldn't be cutting off perfectly healthy body parts. I believe biology is a real thing. This whole transgenderism thing, these people need help that are truly like that. And I really do feel bad for them. But we need to start treating this like a mental illness, because that's what it is. If somebody's hearing voices in their head, guess what? The doctor's not going to go out there and say, hey, it's okay that you're hearing voices.
You got a problem.
You got a problem.
You got a mental issue. That's right.
Yeah.
This is a mental health crisis is what we've got going on.
Yeah.
And obviously it stems from the adults on down. I mean, if the adults are willing to take these steps, there's something wrong with you too, and you need counseling badly.
Yep. But the propaganda is getting pushed in every aspect of life.